Okay, so the math dealer here, and today I'm going to do a quick little video, hopefully quick, on solving literal equations. All right, so to solve a literal equation, think about it this way. You are solving for a variable in terms of another variable. So for instance, if I needed to solve for x in this problem, I would basically be solving, right, for x in terms of y. It's supposed to be enough, right? In terms of y. So that's what I'm trying to do. Okay, so we're going to solve for x in terms of y. Right? In order to do that, I'm going to isolate the x. So way back when you used to solve an equation that looked like this, you would be like, oh, I'm going to add 5. I'm going to do 4x is equal to 13. I'm going to divide by 4. Like that, we know how to do. Like, oh, yeah, I know how to isolate the variable in that case. Well, you're pretty much doing the exact same thing here. Just watch your like terms and your non-like terms. For instance, I've got to add the 5y over. Well, over on the other problem I just showed you, I was able to add the 8 and the 5. Well, you can't do that here because the 8 does not have a y in it. Okay, so that's why you can't do that. However, I can just leave it like 8 plus 5y. And yes, in algebra, you definitely can do that. And then we're going to divide by 4. All right. And so now my x is equal to 8 plus 5y over 4. Now, check this out. I can actually break it up, and I would have 8 over 4 plus 5y over 4. So x is equal to 2, because 8 divided by 4 is 2. But don't forget, the 4 is still underneath that 5, right? The 4 is still the denominator of the 5, okay? So that's 5y, actually. And that's very important to remember. Okay. All right. So we gave you a few problems to do for the summer packet. And let me go through these problems. Oh, it's left over from the other video. Okay. So now, if I was just basically going to solve for x, and I know it's kind of a simple one, but I would say, okay, well, u is equal to 2x minus 2. I tend to rewrite the equation. If I'm going to solve for x, I'm going to add 2 to both sides, just like that. So now I have u plus 2 is equal to 2x. Now remember, you're solving for x, so I'm going to divide both sides by 2. So that's going to leave me with u over 2 plus 2 over 2 is equal to x. So x is equal to u over 2 plus 1. Could I have left it just like that? Of course I could. And please don't think you have to break them up. But sometimes it's helpful to rewrite it in this format, okay, where I am dividing 2 into all the common terms, or all the terms, I should say. All right, let's try another one. Sometimes we're given some fractions, but you're not scared. No siree, right? So if I was going to solve for that one, I'd have u is equal to ak over b. Well, in order to solve for b, I need to basically remove it from the denominator. So if I multiply both sides by the least common denominator, that will eliminate the denominator. And yes, that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to get the b. Oh, that was weird. You're trying to get the b all by itself. So that's a b. U is equal to ak. Right? And now if I divide both sides by the, remember I'm solving for b, so I divide both sides by the u. I'm left with b, let me get all these words right, b is equal to ak over u. Cool beans? All right. Now, sometimes it gets a little bit more entertaining and you got to bring in maybe a square root to solve, all right? Still the same idea. If I said v is equal to 1/3 pi r squared h, okay? Well, in order to do this problem, I'm basically going to multiply both sides by 3. Why am I doing that? Because remember, you are trying to get the r squared by itself, so everybody else has to remove itself, right? They have to get on over. So then I'm left with 3v is equal to pi r squared h. Now, in order to solve for r, I'm going to divide both sides by pi h. And I'm left with r squared is equal to 3v over pi h. Now you're like, okay, well, we're supposed to solve for r. Well, remember, in order to solve for r, I need to get rid of that guy. So that's what I'm going to do. In order to undo a square, use square root. And so I'm going to do square root of both sides. Now, we all know from algebra that whenever you bring in a square root, you should bring in a plus and a minus. So technically, it is a plus and a minus. However, This looks like a formula for the volume of a cone. So it would only be positive because you can't have a radius that's negative. Doesn't make sense. So anyway, that's why we wouldn't need the plus or minus. But if it was just a good old algebra problem and you had no idea if it was, formula or what the measurement was, then you literally would have to have the plus or minus. All right, let me do one more type. Sometimes a variable will show up in both places, right? So in other words, like I say 3xy minus, let's say 5xz. Yes, that's how I make my z's. My students are used to it. It's okay. So let's say we're going to solve for x. Okay, well, in this particular problem, in order to solve for x, you notice the x is in two places. Well, if the x is in two places, then we got to do something different than just bringing a term over. Because if I brought this piece over, I'm still left with the x here, but then there's another x on the other side, and I can't have it that way, right? I'm trying to isolate the x. I'm trying to get the x all by itself. Not eliminate the x, but get the x by itself. In order to do that, well, we have a very cool property in algebra called factoring. If I factor out the x, then I'm left with 3y minus 5z, because this x is just sitting out here. We know about that distributive property, right? It's coming the other way. But the distributive property also goes taking something out. That's factoring, right? Factoring in reverse, if you'd like to say it that way. Now I'm going to divide both sides by 3y minus 5z. 3y minus 5z. Those are going to cancel, and then Merry Christmas. I'm left with 4 over 3y minus 5z. And that's your answer. You can't do anything more with that. I know it might look a little silly, might make you giggle, but that is your answer. All right, I hope this was a helpful video for solving literal equations. All right, I hope you have a great day. This is the Math Dealer. Hopefully you'll check out the next video. Take care.